Hey there, it's Dr. Tom with EBM Fitness Solutions, and I want to go over a couple points about balance. A lot of my clients come in and they talk about how my balance, isn't as good as it used to be, or they have problems with their balance. So when we look at things, most of the time, the overwhelming majority, their balance is a product of weakness, especially in the hip and the glute area. So as we strengthen, their balance gets better. Most people don't have true neurological balance disorders. Those look and present completely different than what the majority of people complain about when they say my balance is off or I have problems with that. Even my patients back when I worked at the hospital who were a fall risk ultimately came down to they were so weak they just couldn't support their body, and it made it easier for them to fall. So there's a big strength component to balance. So what does that mean? It means that when you do single leg activities, whether it is a balance specific, I'm going to balance on one leg, or you're doing lunges or step downs or other single leg exercises, if we are allowing ourselves to kind of swerve and dance and kind of bebop all around, we are not correcting the problem, right? If someone's doing a single leg balancing and they get up there and they start doing this, and then they're like, hold on, I got it, and they're hopping all around, that is not helping. You're just making the problem worse. You're feeding into the mechanisms that are causing the problem to begin with. What I suggest for balancing and other single leg exercises is just have something for support. Fingertip pressure, okay? If I'm gonna balance, foot comes off the ground, I've got light fingertip pressure here. What this allows is for me to get all the muscles in the leg working, my core, I'm maintaining overall good posture, right? I can take my hand off breath. If I start to lose my balance, I reset here. I can do something like this, but put something close by. Have something for a little bit of support. I promise you it's not cheating. You will still feel the muscles in your foot, lower leg, up into the hip and glute. They're still working, but you're reinforcing the quality of movement. So you gotta understand that everything we do from a movement perspective, even our posture, it's all learned behaviors. What we do repeatedly is what it becomes. If we do it wrong and we allow the body to compensate and kind of move side to side, and that's gonna tell the brain that's what I'm gonna do every single time. If every time I go into a single leg thing, my leg is kind of wobbling underneath me, that becomes the normal. We then have to unlearn that and establish better ways of doing it. So make sure, have something. If I'm gonna do a lunge, I can have a little something here. If I'm doing a step down, if I'm doing a single leg Romanian deadlift, I can have something for support. It does not make the exercise less effective. I would argue it actually makes it more effective because the quality of your movement goes up, which means you're getting more out of the exercise versus compensating the whole time and then taking the emphasis off the muscles and shifting it to parts of the body that don't need or want that kind of a stress. So try the next time you do anything single leg, whether it's for balance specific or any of your single leg exercises, use a little something. Use a foam roller. If you're at home, use a chair, use the wall, use countertops, the side of the bed, whatever. But don't hang on, right? Don't white knuckle it. Just find just a little bit of pressure, gentle, right? I can just rest it here for balance. I can use it for lunges and things. I'm just gently resting. I'm not leaning on it because then that throws me off in a different direction. So don't use it to perch on. Use it just enough to give you a little bit of support. You'll probably find that the exercise becomes more challenging because you're using the muscles through a greater range of motion, which is going to get you more out of it in the long run.